Hey guys, it's Jess, and I'm so excited to share a new digital cut file from scrapbook.com with you. I've cut out and colored all of these Lawn Fawn images, and check out my movie magic. Ooh, bam! All colored and cut out and ready to go for our project today. Let me know in the comments what you think about my super slick video editing skills. So for this digital cut file, it's actually an advent tree. So you saw in the first clip there that the little doors open. It is this adorable little tree, and it cuts all of that, scores it for you. It's so super cute. So I decided to get right to work. So I did a little bit of Distress Oxide ink blending, and then now I'm going back over that ink blending with the same colors using the Dylusions Old School Alpha, nope, just kidding, it's Old School Numbers stencil. This is a large stencil. I think it's about 9 by 12-ish. And I'm just going back over it with the same colors I already used of those Distress Oxides, and that just gives it a really cool layered effect where some of the color is a little bit darker, but it's not anything really striking or distracting. This is going to be a really busy and intricate design altogether when everything is all said and done, so I didn't want to be too crazy and over the top. So I decided to cut my tree out of some green cardstock. And now I'm just going to go ahead and trim down this background panel that I created. I cut it into 1-inch strips or squares so that they fit nicely on the little doors with a little bit of border of the green. I didn't want it to take up the entire space. I wanted there to be that little bit of a mat. So I just cut them into 1 by 1 squares using my paper trimmer, and I was good to go. So before I did that, I did want to mention that I sprayed the water using the water or the distress sprayer into my hand and then flicked it onto my Distress Oxide background and then matted up or sopped up the excess water with a dry, clean paper towel to get that sort of splotchy effect with the Distress Oxides. That's kind of what they're made for, and I really like the effect that that gives. If you don't like the splotchiness and you prefer a smooth ink blended background, just don't add the water and it'll be perfect. So I did go ahead and add those little squares to my doors using some Lawn Fawn glue tube. This has been my best friend lately. I have been using this like crazy. And I did try to sort of vary the letters so that all the same colors weren't next to each other, and it looked a little more random and not so perfect. I didn't really want it to look like the whole thing was one sheet that had been cut out and then I put them exactly where they would have been. I hope that makes sense. It probably doesn't, but anyway. So for a lot of this video, I did cut things out. I show it to you like once or twice or maybe a couple times, and then I cut to the next thing just because this video is so long already. I didn't want to have you guys just sitting here watching repetition over and over and over again of the same things. But if there's something that you have questions on, for sure, let me know down in the comments what you are interested in knowing more about, and I'd be happy to answer those down there. So once I finished gluing on all the little door fronts, I don't know what they're called, I guess, just the little door pieces, whatever, I decided it needed to look like it was snowing because this is a Christmas advent calendar tree after all. So I took a little bit of white gloss Nuvo drops. I watered them down with the Distress sprayer on top of my little craft sheet there, and then I'm using the Distress splatter brush to splatter it all over my background. I really like that this doesn't absorb into the paper because it is that enamel dot sort of consistency, so it really does sit on top even if it's watered down. Using Nuvo drops to splatter is actually one of my favorite things to do. I really like it. All right, so moving on, I decided that in order to make my Lawn Fawn dreams come true with all those images you saw at the beginning, I was going to have to cut apart my advent calendar. So I used my paper trimmer and just sliced it right apart so that I had some gaps and some room in between. You can see here that I did try to use the tacky glue. I wasn't a huge fan just because of it was such a small area, and it sort of oozed out everywhere because my tip is not super fine. So I switched to a different type of adhesive for this, but you get the idea here. You just use a liquid glue, something that you can have a fine tip with. I went back to my trusty Lawn Fawn glue tube. It never lets me down. The only thing you want to make sure is that you do not glue down the doors, right? Because you want to be able to open those bad boys. Don't glue the doors shut, but if you glue everything else, then you'll be good to go. I'm mounting my Advent tree on a piece of 11 by 17 patterned paper. This is from Die Cut with a View, and I just liked the Christmas music background. It kind of fit the theme for me. All right, so here you can see I've got that little dish up there full of all of my colored Lawn Fawn stuff. I played around with it a bit, trying to figure out where I wanted everything to go and how I could make it make sense. I was trying to create little scenes in each area. The hard thing is that I still needed to be able to open the doors, right? So that's why I actually cut the tree apart to begin with, is because there wasn't really room for me to build the scenes I wanted to build. I had this image in my mind and I needed it to happen. And so I just kind of started playing around with things, seeing what I could come up with, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out in the end. So I'm just going to pop on some music for a little while I mess around with the layout, and then I'll be right back with you to keep it going. All right, so as you can see, the layout is all done, and now I am going to add some snow. I decided to just go with the same white gloss Nouveau drops, and boy, did I use a bunch, but that's okay. It needs to get used, right? We can't just hoard it on the shelf and never use it. That's the story of my life. Anyway, so I just thought I would add a little bit of snow to the bottom or the ground areas of each of the scenes, so that it looked less like they were just kind of floating in the air. It sort of gave them a ground. It grounded them. It gave them something to stand on. I don't know. I just feel like it tied it together a little bit better. You guys let me know what you think. Did it help? Do you think it pulled it all together, or was it a waste of time? Anyway, so I did go ahead and do that for all of these little areas. And then I moved on to my next step. So you can see here that my layout wasn't exactly the same. I did change a few things, but it is what it is. So you can see here, I actually had to cut out the holes behind the doors. So originally it was just the paper was there, and I hadn't thought about that when I glued the Advent tree die cut or digital cut file to my backing paper, that you couldn't get to the back, like you couldn't put anything in there, right? Because there was no hole. So I used an X-Acto knife and I cut out all of the holes. It didn't really take that long, surprisingly. And then I used a whole boatload of foam tape and built up little compartments, just using like double stacked foam tape. Now, if you wanted to put an actual treat inside these little boxes or holes or doors or whatever, you're going to need to use either a crap load more foam tape than I used, which was a lot, or you could use something like poster board or cardstock turned on its side to create dimension. There are a lot of options, but I was actually deciding on making a bucket list advent calendar here. And so I didn't need the little holes to be really deep. I just needed to then at least have somewhere where I could put the little strips that I'm creating. So on some craft cardstock, I printed from my computer just some little items that I thought would be fun for the kids and I and my husband to do over the month of December. So there's stuff there like go to Grand Illumination, ride around in the car and see the Christmas lights, make Christmas cookies, make the house smell like Christmas, watch a Christmas movie, read a Christmas book. There's just a lot of different stuff like decorate the tree. I don't know. There's a ton of fun things that aren't going to break the bank. They're not, most of them are free, which is good in my book, and are not like super overwhelming. It's something that is fun for the kids to look forward to, but not super stressful for me. Win-win. So I cut those down. I just folded them in half, and then I cut little fishtail banners in each of them so that they looked a little bit more fancy than just like a cut strip of paper. Then I double folded them and put them inside each of the little doors, and it worked perfectly. There I didn't have a backer on it yet, so you can see my little table or desktop, whatever, through the back. That's okay. But I decided that my little doors needed some doorknobs, so I used these cute white brads. Originally, I started out with gold because I thought, well, gold and Christmas and that should work, but I just felt like it was a little too overwhelming and they were really long, so I was going to have to use, here I used scissors, but then I switched to wire snip things. And I was like, man, I'm going to have to snip every single one of these, and that's a lot of work, and I don't really feel like doing that. So I switched to the more practical approach, which was brads. And I used white brads for each of the little doorknobs. Now here I was experimenting with popping up the brad on some foam tape to give it a little bit more dimension, because when I tried to open the door, I will admit it's a little hard to open because it's not very deep. There's not a whole lot to grab onto. So if I did this all again, I would probably try to build up some dimension here. This worked, but it just was a lot of work to try to do it like that. And you guys know I don't like to do more work than I have to. So we're going to be just using our little fingernails to open up the doors, and that will be just fine. So once I got all of my foam tape ready to go, I cut little strips that were the appropriate size to be the backer. And then I just attached them, removed the foam tape like so, attached the little backer piece, and called it a day. I did end up also attaching this to another sheet of the same size paper, just so that it fit in the frame nicely. When I went to go, I did put it in a frame. You'll see that in the finished photos, just so you know what it looks like. But then I decided, well, heck, my little doors need numbers, right? Because I need to be able to figure out which day we're supposed to open everything. So I used the included numbers that come with the Advent Tree digital cut file, and I glued each of those on. I decided on doing a random order. Some people do like 1 at the top and 24 at the bottom, or 24 at the bottom and 1 at the top. I decided it would be fun for the kids to have to hunt for the correct number. We'll see if they like that or not, but at the time I thought it seemed like a good idea. And once that was finished, that really finished off my whole project. I put it in a frame. I just took the glass out of it and put it right in there, and it's ready to go for December 1st. I can't wait to use it, and I really can't wait to hear what you guys think about it. Did you like this? Is this something that you guys might try? Is it way too much work? You let me know what you think. Drop me a comment. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys again really soon in another video.